All right, is it going this time? What's going on, YouTube? I think it should be working this time. Let me check my channel. I don't know if anybody's here. If it's having problems, I haven't streamed in a bit, so I really wanted to stream today. Okay, let's look like it's going on the channel at least. Okay. No, read Mashal. Mashal's good. What's up though, Shock Schlop? I guess I gotta resend shit out because for some reason it didn't work. Or it did work. It cut out for whatever reason. I have no idea why. 1 second, Shock Schlop. Keep an eye in the chat for a second while I resend out links. What's up, Akira? I don't know why it cut out. I haven't had any internet problems, so I don't know if it's just YouTube. Let me see. Let me repost the Twitter post. And then we will get to, then we'll just get back to actually kind of like talking about everything. Yeah, I don't know what the problem was, but you know, whatever, I guess. Okay, let me retweet this out, and then I will get to any comments or anything that people posted. If there's any comments in the previous stream that people had that I didn't get to before it cut, just re-ask them, and I will I'll respond to them. Unless they're inappropriate, something that I just don't want to respond to if Nevs is here with some weird thing that he's got to tell me today. Let's see. Yeah, they told me the stream died. So hopefully this time... Man, what's this? Okay. Should be good now. I'm hoping at least. But, you know, it could go either way. We'll see. Do you think Shinra will eventually beat the Evangelist? I would assume so. It'd be like, why would we just be... I mean, it's obviously not like a guarantee for something to happen in a series. It's all up to the creator. But it'd be such like a question mark thing of like, well, then what would happen to like the main bad guy if like the main character didn't defeat him? Alright, first I'm checking out one of these streams. It should be exciting. Oh, what's up though, Spectre? They had the last stream going, but it died out for some reason. So I'm really hoping it doesn't happen again. I don't know what the issue was. A dragon eating guild controlled by a dragon that was supposed to be eating... yeah, she's just saying, yeah, you guys are probably under my control now. The spoilers, at least from the translations, have said that she doesn't plan to eat Suzaku because Suzaku has the power of Kurenugi, and it just kind of gives her like a nostalgic feeling, at least from what it says so far. So I'm guessing that that's going to be, you know, maybe he'll become one of the regular guys. My big question will be, like, besides that, is what will happen when the other Black Dragon Slayer Knights come back? Like any of the other dudes, when they come back to their guild, what are they going to say? I would assume they're not going to have really much, like, real sway against Selene. They're not going to be able to actually, like, tell her what to do or, like, fight back against her. But, like, what is their response going to be to get back and see their guild master splattered on the ground and... a dragon now in control, like you said, one that they were planning to come by and consume, but now she's just like, yeah, no, you guys aren't flying that way. I got you. Selene wasn't allowing it. She wasn't standing for any of that nonsense, pretty much. That's why she's best girl. Let me see. Keep an eyes peeled. Your PFT shows it is. Talking to me? Or are you talking to the shop flock? The Yorick dead since his arm went flying over his body. Apparently, Madmol does say that he's dead. I assume Madmol is just assuming, considering I don't know how he would know if he's dead just by looking at him. But I feel like getting hit so hard into the ground that one of your arms comes off probably is like like an easy guess of dead. And, like, you see his teeth all shattered and blood, like, spraying out of his body. Draken versus Agil. Draken Joe has a really good hacks, but he doesn't have the stats to compete with a Spriggan whatsoever. Agil can just blitz the hell out of him and take him down. Or, like, just hit him with one sand attack and kill him. Like, Eden Zero right now is focused more on the hacks. And I personally prefer that. I want them to get more speed and stuff. My hopes are that a lot of their crazy power, like big power level stuff, though, primarily is in weapons and ships, because I really want them to maintain that sci-fi feel, to keep like the spaceships and heavy space military, like high-tech weaponry, keep those relevant. That's just my take and opinion. Obviously Mishima doesn't have to do that, but I personally would prefer that, just because I think it'd be cooler if we kept all like stuff like guns and cannons and whatnot relevant. I really don't want the ships to become pretty much just, transport vessels. I like that they have like battleships and they can do all these extra things. What is the Spriggan tier in Fairy Tail? I mean, anybody that stands around like from Spriggan feats. I mean, even people outside of the Spriggan. Obviously, like a lot of the members of the main cast, like pretty much everybody in the main cast. And then the God Seeds were definitely in Spriggan tier. The Moonlight Beauty Gods were definitely in Spriggan tier. Like anybody that can kind of like stand in that general area with like big relevant people once we got to Alvarez. Like obviously anybody that can mess with like Natsu, Ray, Urza, Jalal, any of those guys is definitely Spriggan level. Lucy is definitely Spriggan level now. Like she's definitely somewhere like well within like the lower to like maybe like lower to middle areas of like Spriggan. Would Spriggan 12 be considered Lost Magic? That would depend, because Lost Magic doesn't like indicate that it's just powerful. Lost Magic is specifically very like old and ancient magic that was forcibly lost within like time and history because it was too dangerous for people to have. So they intentionally wanted to get it pretty much gone. Poor Giar got fucked, honestly. That's what happens. That's what happens when you swing too high and you're not ready for it. You go off and try and attack people that are way above you. This is what happens. I liked Georg. I thought his design was really cool. I thought he was an intimidating, big, badass looking dude. But logically speaking, if we put him against somebody that will kill him the first chance they get and he pisses them off, this is the fate that's going to happen to him. And I like it when my like fan wish list and stuff comes true. I'm sure everybody does, but I personally value what makes sense way more than my own personal kind of selfish wants. I think it makes more sense to the story and where things kind of like flow, like the natural events. Like logically speaking, after like we found out from Suzaku and like obviously Selene listened that this Georg was directly responsible for killing one of her sons and leading to the consumption of one of her sons. You put Georg in front of her, and on top of that you put Georg in front of her, who's then also mocking her and making fun of her and her dead child. She's going to kill him. She is drastically above him, and on top of that he is antagonizing the hell out of her. If Georg lives, I'll be really surprised. And I'll just want to know what Mishima plans to do with him if he does live. I'm not opposed to him living, because I do like him. I think his design is really cool. I would like to see him do something. If Selene didn't kill him, I'd be surprised. Because Selene, one, like you see the damage that she did. And two, why would Selene want to keep him alive? Like she's like out of everybody, it's clear that she is blaming him above all else, and to like kill him. Yeah, like Mishima like has some weird vendetta against like the really old like badass looking dudes. Like, had the same thing happen with Gienma. Like Gienma, douchebag, piece of shit, but his designs were really cool. Both his demon and his normal human design were both really cool. I liked them a lot. But well, not the same thing for him. Like he lost in different ways. He didn't lose in the same scenario like this. Like this is like what happened to God Serena. But what happened to God Serena, it was, again, like I said, the logical conclusion of what was going to happen in that fight. These dragons were always eating each other. Don't know what the gods were thinking creating them. The dragons aren't eating each other. They're dragon eaters, but they're human at the start. Selene will probably use Diablos against Fairy Tail. I would hope so. Well, I don't know if she's going to go against Fairy Tail, because the thing is, like, what personal beef would she really have unless she's, like, upset about what happened with Altaface and stuff and then messing with whatever plan she had? But I feel like she would quicker use them for whatever her current goal actually is. Because I know she wants to entertain herself and keep herself enjoying life and everything around her. But I feel like there's a level of, there's got to be a level of just events that Selene has that is like her actually having a plan. Like she's got to have something. Like she's got to have some form of overall goal. I was wondering, like, obviously this is fan fiction. This isn't something that, like, I'm, like, saying, oh, this isn't true. What if that she ended up hooking up with Logie at some point, had a kid with him, but the dragon egg didn't hatch, and she needed a certain level of magic to, like, have it hatch or something, because Logie is, you know, a dragon of magic. So that's what she was an Ellentir with. Something like that, where it's just, like, doesn't have to be some big, like, take over the world goal, but something that she is actually, like, have an aim for, that she's been doing all this for a eventual, like, reaching point. I hope, at least. I would really like to get something like that from Selene. She doesn't have to. Like I said, I like where she's at already. Mishima's been doing a really good job with her. But if we can get, if we can get the actual general, just a general kind of, like, idea that if she's got something above that, or if this is just all she's kind of aiming for, I just would like to know. Either way, though, I really want to know what Mishima has plans with her. Because I do, like I said, I do like Selene. I think she's really interesting, and I want to figure out what exactly her, what exactly Mishima's got planned for her as well, on top of that. Like, he's definitely got to have something intriguing going on for this dangerous dragon lady. That's the same before. I find it funny people find the Shura and his junior relationship toxic, yet Joker and Harley Quinn makes her feels like child play. Oh yeah, people just want to complain. Like, they're villains. They're bad guys. They're gonna do evil shit. They're gonna do vile stuff that a normal person would be like, oh wow. I guess Agile scales with Dragon. Yeah, he's a Spriggan. Dragon Joe's strong for, like, Eden Zero, but, like, he doesn't have anything comparable to a Spriggan. You gotta keep in mind the Spriggan scale to Ethereon. Already said something on the stream, but I wanted to take. Also, I can't wait for Izuku and Choco to use Talk no Jutsu on Himiko, because she becomes a hero instantly. Which character? Is that Toga? It's Toga, because I think that's her last name. Usually when there's a character that I just know him by the one name, I don't... I'll stick with the one. Like, I know a lot of people call him Gojo, but I call him Satoru, because that's his first freaking name. Everyone wants to go by his last name, but it's like his last name is his clan. Whereas, is she in this chapter? Let me see. I saw a part where there was, like, a scene where it had Dabi, but I didn't see anything specifically about Toga. I don't remember. Or is that the portal guy? I don't really know. So how will Yuno versus Xenon go down? I'm really hoping that Xenon doesn't just get thrashed. I would really like Xenon not to just get demolished. Because, like, we've had the Dark Triad. Tabata's only other hope, if he does that, for the Dark Triad, is if he does have some big plan with Dante, and, like, just having Dante lose to Magna was part of it. I would like Xenon... It's like, here's the thing. If the difference between, like, Xenon, Vonica, and Dante, I feel like if Xenon was in a spot where he realizes he's screwed, one, I feel like he's smart enough to realize, like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. And he's not, like, the same as, like, Vonica, where Vonica is just battle crazy, or Dante, who's extremely arrogant. That we could have Xenon where he'd be like, oh, this is getting shitty. And the fact he's got spatial magic, he can just make a portal and leave. And it's like, people be like, oh, he's just going to leave. But it's like, yeah. If you were in a spot where it looks like you were fucked, leave. You just open a portal, you dip out of there. Because you know what's better than, like, their plans messing up? Not dying. Let me see what else is there. Hey, Mishima changed Selene's design. Did she not have the pig snout before? I mean, she had, like, the general setup. I mean, we're just getting a much closer look of her. I wouldn't really consider this that much different. Or the only difference is, like, we're a little bit closer, and she looks pissed off. She's in a snarl versus, like, a general kind of, like, regular face. She had the pointed nose, but I think it only looks like this because her nose is pointing up. Let me pull up the Japanese chapter real quick, because in the first page when she gets up and Georg is getting ready to go fight her, her nose looks normal, and the part right after that it looks fine. I think it's just this panel. Factor, oh, I told you Ryzen was Genma 2 and spent a year hyping him up. Hold on. I absolutely did not spend a year hyping him up. I liked him, but I did not spend a year hyping him up. I've been hyping up Selene. I have not been hyping up Georg. I've liked Georg. I mentioned that in the stream. I thought he was cool. I liked his design. But logically speaking, put him in front of Selene like that, Selene was going to crush him. I need to see Ziggy fight already. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, like, Mishima's got to save that at least until before the big final battle of this arc between Shiki and Shura. Because, like, nobody wants to go from a Ziggy, Jaguar, and Nero fight to Laguna and Izuna. You like, that, as cool as, like, the Izuna and Laguna fight, well, you know, has started out, nobody's gonna, like, want to see that after a fight between two big deals. The only kind of thing that you're gonna want to see after that is the main fight of the arc, where you're gonna get maybe not as, like, big things happening, big attack power level stuff, but you're gonna get, like, way more focus, more fighting choreography, more kind of important dialogue, you know, more stuff for the main character. People underestimate Brandish so much. Yeah, they've always done that. Though after Toga versus Hawks fight, because we know it's coming, even if she's going to get wrecked. I was going to say, she's absolutely will get her ass kicked by Hawks. Zebra versus Spriggan. I mean, some of the Spriggan can just out-hacks him, like Demaria. But, I mean, he can one-shot a lot of them. Oh, thank you very much for the $50 super chat, Kenmano. Hey, Rax, when if you have time, you should look up your... You should get your MC tier list if you also have time. Didn't I already do one? I did a main character tier list, didn't I? I didn't do, like, a million main characters, but I did a bunch. I'm pretty sure I did, Kinmano. It might be on my channel. I might do another one soon. I want to do my Half-Life tier list. I want to do my Half-Life stream before that. Before I do another tier list. I'm pretty sure I did a main character one. Can you please put Hino on catching up? I need to catch up on Hino, don't worry. I haven't forgotten about it. I was thinking about it the other day. I've just been really busy these last couple weeks. I really wanted my summer to be a lot more free, but then like I was busy at work, and then I ended up getting a freaking dog, and then I've been busy with family stuff. So I've just been a little swamped. I'm planning on binging a bunch of stuff. Like, I only got one chapter of Shonen Jump out this week. I only got the Red Hood one. Fortunately, Candy Flurry got axed, and there was no Black Clover chapter this week. But I am going to get back to it, don't worry. I haven't forgotten about it. I haven't read anything since the last Hinoa chapter read, because I don't want to read a bunch of chapters and then have some ideas for stuff I want to say and then forget about it if I don't end up getting to the chapters. It's really just going to depend on when I get some good free time. I'm hoping I have some later this month or sometime next month, but I am working on it. You have a river... Don or Dan Don or however it's pronounced. I haven't yet. I have the page still open. I'm planning on reading it soon. Let me see. Catch up. Oh well. What's your also? What's your puppy's name? Oh, his name's Redenbacher. Call him Reddy. Yeah, I was upset. So I was reading the Candy Flurry chapter. I'll get back to some of these comments I'm saying, but I was reading the Candy Flurry chapter, and I was, like, reading the first part, and I was like, you know, this dialogue doesn't seem like something that's going to get axed. And then it was, like, Tsumugi being like, oh, well, as long as it's the candy and it's on a stick, it can be a lollipop. The shape doesn't matter. And I figured that was going to be something that she would upgrade eventually, just get different shapes of lollipops for different, like, weapon styles. But then, like, she turned it to a mech. I saw that arm come out, and I was like, yeah, this series is getting axed. God damn it. I was so frustrated. I was like, damn it. I had a wave of relief of maybe it's not getting axed, and then it was, oh no, this is the end. This is it. Upsetting. I lost Build King. I'm losing freaking Candy Flurry. I hope so bad that Red Hood survives, man. I've been having a bad streak on Shonen Jump series for a bit. Like, I did good on Chainsaw Man. I did good on Undead Unluck when I got super up for those. But damn, my boys otherwise have been really dropping the ball, and I don't blame the series. I blame the editors a little bit, or whoever's in charge of Shonen Jump. Candy Flurry, I can see a little bit like being harder to get into because it's like it's set in the real world with like the odd food power design. I was really hoping Build King's like wild shonen adventure world style of setting would draw more people in, but Red Hood's is a little way more kind of calm. With, like, you know, that whole, like, fairy tale, like, you know, that Tale kind of tale, not the Mishima manga one, or, like, a Brothers Grimm kind of style setting. I think that's a lot easier for a lot of people to get into. I'm hoping it does well, though. Do you think Ziggy will get the final blow to Shura? No, I personally think if we get to that point, Shiki's going to end up killing Shura, because, like, Shiki, I mentioned in my review that one of the differences between Haru, Natsu, and Shiki, you look at like their rage. Natsu's just like an inferno. He's like wildfire. He's just going crazy. With Haru, it's way more focused and honed, whereas like Shiki's rage is unhinged. It's like animalistic. Lucy's just around the same level of Brandish. Honestly, I think that she might be above Brandish right now. Because, like, Lucy being able to... Like, I don't think that Lucy right now is weaker than Snake Lucy. She should at least be around that level. And the fact that Natsu couldn't defeat Snake Lucy in base, whereas Natsu was able to completely demolish Nineheart, who was too much for... Like, the Enchanted Nineheart was too much for Brandish. So I would assume that Lucy should be stronger. Granted, Brandish, it's been a year. She could have also gotten stronger, so we'll have to wait and see. People overestimate Brandish? No, they underestimate Brandish. Think he's going to take the whole goddamn Empire Man? Yeah, probably. Like, he's going to end up getting these machines by the end. Brandish is really powerful if serious. Yeah, she's just lazy. Brandish is honestly the top 6 of the 12. Lucy isn't there yet. I disagree on that one. For my power system, I should use Ether Magic. I mean, I'd just say you should just use whatever you're comfortable with. You could even make up your own energy source. Strikes fear in the hearts of men. Brandish is in the top 6. Lucy isn't near her level. I definitely would disagree with that after these last couple chapters. Well, couple chapters. Since, like, Lucy's transcended magic and her whole just general display, like, since Elentier really has started. Brandish is more powerful on paper, but has done nothing really impressive. I mean, she can pop people's heads. Like, that's impressive. She can enlarge your organs. If she knows where it is, she can target it. Her Dragon Form looks amazing this chapter. She's looking thick. She's looking dangerous. She's looking pissed off. Jaw joining Fairy Tail is a red flag. I wouldn't say it's a red flag. Why would it be a red flag? Gemma looks like straight up out of Baki. Yeah, he's just a buff old guy. Regarding Prince Shura, it's a quote, Boomerang, that's why he's a Majesty's child, not loved. I mean, Nero just doesn't seem like he cares. Like, he seems like he's way more about the structure of the Empire rather than the actual people. I just don't think he actually cares about any of these guys. How far would Lucia go in the Naruto world? I mean, he'd definitely make it up, like, past, like, tailed beasts and stuff. Probably make it up to, like, current people. Like, current big people in, like, the Boruto setting. Oh, sure, fans just... Oh, I wouldn't even say that Shura is hated as Mueller. I wouldn't even say Ethnologia is either. Like, Gienma was probably that for Fairy Tail. Gienma was probably, like, some of the most hated characters. Because, like, he had, like, no real redeeming qualities. Is the most evil villain Mishima made? I don't know about that. Like, Shura's a bad guy, but Shura's not out, like, just trying to, like, murder people in droves or cause, like, mass genocide. Because the difference between... I think the difference between, like, something like when it comes to the dragons in Fairy Tail versus the machines, it's, like, the dragons are... Like it's way more difficult to kind of understand, like, giving humanity to machines than, like, dragons and stuff. Because, like, the dragons generally are going to be older, smarter, more powerful than humans, whereas, like, the machines are man-made. So, I think it's a good bit of difference between, like, Acnologia wanted to kill all the dragons versus Shura wanting to destroy all these machines. Because, like, from Shura's perspective, he's just thinking of them as machines. Granted, like, there's intelligent, sentient machines, but it's like, it's one of those gray lines, and I mentioned that Mishima's done a really good job at laying out for the reader that the machines, you know, they're pretty much people. Whereas, like, for the people that aren't reading the series and aren't getting, like, the emotional setup and whatnot, like somebody like Shura, who's been that way Cosmos the whole time, I can understand where he's coming from. Talking about Toga. I don't really care about Toga. Someone to fight a dragon god is, like, the most impressive thing a human in Fairy Tail can do. Yeah, the dragon gods are huge. What's up, Kenzie? Izuna is a real blade and a smart woman, no matter she fell for our prince. It sure is not our prince. It may be yours, not mine. What's up, Sam Jace? How you doing today? Is anyone watching the Dragon Quest I anime? I still need to watch that. There's a couple things I really want to take a day and just watch. That's one of them. What else is on my list? I wanted to watch that one isekai where it's like they're a pharmacy or something. Some guy gets like isekai in another world and just runs a drugstore. That looked like it was kind of funny, at least from the clips I saw. I might check that out. I usually don't watch a lot of isekai, so I wanted to watch one that at least seemed entertaining. That one seemed kind of entertaining. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Some people like Shura. Harbinger, who's pretty much just Nevs, likes him a lot. You can do a villainess tier list for My Hero. I don't know if I want to do that many cross-verse. But, like, I did villains. I did antagonists for Fairy Tail not that long ago. I included male and female. I could do another one soon. Maybe I'll do, like, openings or something. We'll talk about the openings and do an opening tier list. That might be fun. You did. I just would like to see you do another one with more characters. Oh, I could do that. If I do it, though, I feel like one of the things, though, if I do it, I'm going to have to change a lot of the characters up and not keep a lot of the characters I had in. Because otherwise, like, if I just add more, then, like, it'd make no sense to redo a bunch of them and then, like, without enough time passing. Because that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to wait until I have a lot more content and a bunch of other characters. That might be the thing. When did I make it, though? Let me see. When did I make the antagonist or the protagonist tier list? Let me see real quick. Because I feel like it was only a couple months ago. Protag. Let me see. No, I want live streams. Where's my live streams? I'll look it up later. I feel like it was early this year. I wanted to wait until there's at least enough time that, like, you know, some characters can kind of just get, like, you know, new developments, new progression in whatever they're doing. And so, like, if characters either went up or down on my list, I can comment on it. Because a lot of the people at my top are still going to be at my top. Sure, a villain president in 2021. I don't know about villain president. Wish there were more people reviewing Red Hood. You're the only person I watch for it. Oh, thank you. I hope there's going to be more people. It's because, like, when you have new series, like, a lot of people won't mess with them until after they get to a point where they don't think they're going to get axed. Which in and of itself is a problem, because then you run into a lot of new series not getting enough exposure, not getting enough attention, and then they get axed anyway. Because that's just one of those things where you have to, like, stuff has to get exposure. Like, it has to have enough general attention that it will draw people to at least give it a look and give it, like, oh, you know, maybe I'll check this out kind of thing. Because otherwise you'll just have stuff get ignored. Where was I? When a series jumps a shark, it's so upsetting. Yeah, don't recommend Red Hood. Every series recommends Axed. Not all of them. At least last two, though, definitely. I'm real sad about. Undead Unluck, I was pushing. I remember when Undead Unluck came out, and there was so many people being like, I can't believe they're having a series in the modern day where the main character is feeling a girl's boobs on the cover. And I'm just like, dude, who gives a shit? It's a good chapter. I like the characters. It was cool. And guess what? It's around. Topo's backstory was looky funny. I'd go to jail. I'll go to jail now. Which one? Or Top's backstory. I read his Topo. Top's? I don't know about funny. That was a little sad. It's actually because he was a kid. He was just being a good dude. What's up, Kill West? How are you doing? First manga series, Jumping the Shark moment. I'm trying to think of any off the top of my head. Like, anywhere instead of the author wrapping it up, they just say, fuck it. I mean, this Candy Flirt chapter, she made a mech, which was just like, why? Like, that was so upsetting to me, because that was such a big sign to my face of, damn, this is getting axed. Yep, this is going down. Has you ever played any League of Heroes games? No, I've never played a League of Heroes. What's that? What's the worst manga you've ever read? I didn't like Freezing. Freezing was a manga I really didn't like. It was one of those ones where I didn't like any of the characters. I liked the art, but, like, I couldn't get into it. And it was one of those ones where, like, I'm not going to say I feel like anybody likes fan service considering it's literally for fans. But they had a lot of the ones where it's like they do stuff that felt like it was forced. Because I don't mind fan service when it's like it sets up from a scene. The old character trips into another character or something. But when it's just kind of like it feels like it has to be there, and it's not like a hentai or anything, or some extremely lewd series. It just feels like they're just trying to put it out there to put it out there, and I'm just like, hey man, at least build up a scene. I can't enjoy this as much as if it feels like it's just like the author being like, all right, press this. When it's like when streamers and stuff press the ad button and it's not like a natural ad, where it's like it's set up in a show to go between a couple spots. It just kind of pops up. That's kind of how it is for me. It's just kind of like, hey man, come on. I wonder if the author of Guardian of the Witch will ever try to make another manga. I hope so. Everyone wants to stay with Luffy because of Ace. Yamato is best girl. I mean, Yamato's pretty cool so far. But like the problem is like there's not a whole lot to her character. She just has a cool design and is likable. Funny how the most hated character of Draken for selling him more into slavery, but hate Shura for everything he's done. I mean, I don't think anybody really like applauded Draken Joe for that. I think it was just like people like him because he's a badass crime lord. Do you say that Shiki's rage is at the same level as Gon's? Probably something around that. Where it's just it's a very kind of like uncrafted rage. It's very, I was saying primal, like animalistic. It's way more of just like seeing a really enraged child, and not I'll say that in a negative way, but it's just like it's like anger in its like most pure form. Is he's just pissed off. Rex appearing when my internet dies. I mean, I didn't intend for that to happen. In your opinion, Selene's the closest villain, but Mishima almost means as good as villains Acnologia. What do you mean? Like Zareth is already Mishima's best antagonist. Like that's his best villain right there. I really like Acnologia though, but are you talking about like since 100 Years Quest? Because probably. We like Mercephobia wasn't intended to be a villain, whereas Alderaan is a bad guy, but definitely not Ethnologia tier. Whereas like Selene is doing really good. Mishima's doing a really good job with Selene, and what a surprise! People were jumping the shark too early and assuming that she's just as down and done and forever just finished. When that was all part of her plan, she had something going on. Your toaster has feelings? You should draw a smiley face on your toaster, get like a sticker. Since he's the main villain, how much more brutal do you think Ziggy will be compared to Shura? I think his will just be like strict to executions. I feel like he wouldn't be as like creatively killing people, but I could be wrong. Rex, are you and Sammy and Quan not doing podcasts anymore? Oh, that was with Faith, but the problem is Faith and I live on opposite ends of the country, and Sammy lives on a completely different side of the world. So we just were never able to set up the like times to do it together. Like we were unable to ever really meet certain points. Like the one time we did get an episode out, it was like I think it was like 2 or something for me, and so it was like 5 for Faith, and then it was like 8 a.m. for Sammy. It just like the time slots didn't work out. Do you think Villain Deku would be a mix of Syndrome, Lex Luthor, and Doctor Doom? I don't know about Doctor Doom. I think the Syndrome one would be cool. I think like Syndrome and like Peter Parker would be really cool. Where he's got that kind of like kid really smartness, but he's real pissed off about it. But less of like a little terrorist than Syndrome. Less of like a weird bad guy. I read this one. Did Georg just get God Serena treatment? Yeah, he's done. Looks like he's done. What do you think of the idea of the original Four Shining Stars all dying over the course of the series in exchange for the next generation? No, we do not need Hermit. Here's the thing. Hermit does not need to die at any point. We don't need Hermit dead. And 2, the problem with Sister dying is then they don't have a healer. They need a healer. If they don't have a healer, they're going to get screwed. Like, healers are important. Like, if you don't have a healer and you get into a spot where people are down bad and then reinforcements show up, then what are you going to do? You're going to be all fucked up and you're not going to be able to fight. I think Ziggy in the past didn't notice or care how bad Nero ran his empire, even if it was bad. Maybe it was like he just, as a machine, didn't really process it as bad. He just let it happen. And it was just like, well, it's not my empire kind of thing. It's not, I'm not in charge of this. Maybe it's something like that. But who exactly knows? Like, we just need to wait for Mishima to reveal the whole stuff with Nero. I personally think Nero's just a bad guy. I just think that he's an awful person. He's just a king who just doesn't really care about his people whatsoever, and like that. I think that's really relatively it. I think that he's just like an all around scummy dude. One second. Okay, I was just looking at something. Also, apparently Toga can turn invisible if she holds her breath. What? When did wait? What? When did she do that? Leon is Kagura. Hyukin is what? Hyoke is Leon. Avon is Sting. Lara Hart is Zareth, and Baron is Ichie. These are the voice actors of the characters of both episodes of the series. Natsu's a minor character in the second episode. Wait, what? What series are you talking about? I don't know if I missed something from that comment there, Jared Punch. When will Jason make something original? Whoa, wait, are you hating on Jason for? What did he do to you? Like to see Eden Zero cover with Pino and the gang being. Oh yeah, they're like Super Sentai. I wish Toka and Ferris joined Fairy Tail. I like them. They got jobs to do. Can Toga powers turn? How can Toga's powers turn invisible? I have no idea. Social Justice Swords will come to attack manga, and Twitter and Tumblr needs to get it deleted. So these. Oh man, could you imagine if Twitter got deleted? That'd be so cool. I'd be super hyped for that. Kill Shura, gonna die. Tushiki, I can't wait for this. I think so too, personally. Arbitrary comic gonna kill manga. Well, it sucks that some of the source material couldn't make it to the anime. Yeah, that happens sometimes, especially with the monthly series. Howzer hour incoming. Yeah, Howzer had he had a good hype moment. Maybe he's gonna get some cool fight moments in the next chapter. Bomb of the Rectum was fucked everything. Like, sure, for someone like Shura. I would have just been like, could you imagine being in the room when Shura does that? I'd just be like, dude, what the fuck? Are you okay? Like, you good? Dynamite is the best explosion, but I think it's Dynamite. I called it a long time ago. Watch completely, got completely vanished. Yeah, dude dissipated. Notice it sure doesn't have any pets. I wonder why. Probably because he kills them all. All in accordance to Selene's plan. Yep, people shouldn't have been underestimating Selene. They shouldn't have been saying all that Selene slander. Haku gave Selene the fight of her life, unlike that Bomb Rising. It doesn't seem like that from what the spoilers say. The idea of the villain, Deku being like Jigsaw, John Kramer, testing people's heroic nature by putting them through the life-threatening traps. Toga is Jill, Dobby's Hoffman. I have no idea what you're saying with some of these, man. Zareth isn't a real villain. Zareth is definitely a villain. It's because like he was not willingly, like he wasn't doing that really willingly. Doesn't mean the fact that he's not a bad guy. He's the villain. Kainu versus Shiki, Kainu. Like Shiki has some good moves, but like Kainu just sits way higher than him. Sure, killing the king, taking out his daughter. It's yeah. We're going to be careful. I mean, that's essentially what happened. But well, we don't know if he was really having sex with her, do we? I don't know. But like, that's not a redo the healer original. That's like a real life thing that like people used to do. That used to be like a real world thing. You take over a kingdom or like overthrow some political guy. They got a hot daughter. The bad guys take them. That happened a lot in history. Will you see more members of Diablo show up? I hope so. I really want to see more Dragon Slayers. I want to see more of like the weird types. I'm still hoping. Fingers crossed. Radiation Dragon Slayer, please. Opinions on Eden Zero on anime on Netflix. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna binge it. Like I said, I've been real busy, but I do plan on watching it. I want to put it on and just set it and listen. If Shura offered Natsu and Haru his friendship and told them machines are worthless, how would he react? I think it would really depend, because like, if Natsu doesn't really see any of like the intelligent machines, any of the ones that act like people, he just sees them as robots. He probably wouldn't care as much, but obviously, like he would be furious if he saw Shura kill Saika. Like that right there is a fast pass to Natsu's hate list. Like, Natsu hates team killing more than like anything else. You team kill, he's gonna be furious. Haru, no. I think Haru would be able to tell, like, there's something wrong with this dude. Like, Haru is the smartest out of the Mishima main characters, out of the three. So I definitely could see Haru being like, yeah, there's something wrong with this dude's head. No, thank you. Like, Matt Mason August didn't end up like Shura because his father didn't even know he existed. That's because August had, like, a regular head on his shoulders and wasn't a lunatic. Like, he was definitely, like, a little bit warped, but not that much. What I've seen, he was torturing her and treating her like a slave. I mean, pretty much. My Wiki's espionage being one of her most prominent traits. How can she hold her breath and turn invisible? Like, I don't think that ever happens. Top 3 villains of all time. I'd probably pick, like, Zareth, Griffith, and, like, the Joker. I think is, like, a solid trio. Does someone come up with one of these torture bomb the rectum cheese? I mean, that's at least from what I can think of. I know a scene from Archer that did that, and I'm sure there's a lot of like cases in real life that I don't plan on looking into where they've done crazy stuff like that. Fairy Tail or modern anime? I'd rather watch Fairy Tail. Like, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of, like, current stuff. It's kind of like, because, like, there's so much isekai, and, like, I'm not a fan of a lot of isekai. It's kind of like when Paranormal Activity came out, and then, like, pretty much all of the horror movies became Paranormal Activity, and I hated that because I don't like the Paranormal Activity movies. Like, I'm not a fan of jump scare. I like horror movies, but I like monster horror movies. I want to see, like, terrifying, big school, like, scary creatures, or, like, psychos with a mask and a weapon. I don't want to see, like, a ghost every freaking half hour push over a book. And that's kind of like how a lot of the isekais are to me. It's just like, I don't really like this, and they're everywhere. I'm not interested. Shura and Dabi having dad issues. Be like, yeah, pretty much. The bomb rectum dialogue threw me off. I was definitely caught off guard. I didn't say it was cringe, but, like, because it's just like, it's one of those things where it's really just telling you, like, yeah, this was fucked up. But, like, if I was there, but, like, even if I was, like I said, like, if I was there when Shura was doing it, I'd be like, what the fuck? But if I was, like, imagine being one of the oceans. Imagine you're one of the oceans, and you're standing next to Izuna when she says that. I'd just be like, what? What? And like, and next time I saw Shura, it wouldn't be like, oh man, this is the prince, and he's pretty unhinged and powerful. I'd just be like, oh my god, I need to stay away from this guy before he tries to do anything like that to me or anybody around me. Just get away from that. Get out of the vicinity. You don't want it. Definitely caught me off guard, though. Do you see the similarities between Izuna and Harley Quinn? Yeah, the difference, though, is, obviously the swapped roles. Harley Quinn falling in love with the Joker from being, like, the psychiatrist being the one, like, looking into him versus the one being tortured by him. How big are some of the Eden Zero planets? Foresta? The planets vary. Foresta is, like, I looked into it. I did some numbers stuff. It's, like, 13 kilometers, so it's, like, somewhere around, like, what is that, like, 7 miles across? Because then we've had way more small planets than big planets, but then, like, Blue Garden, I assume Blue Garden is, like, the size of Earth. The problem is like, Mishima has made all the planets size-wise fluctuate wildly, so you can't just assume everything is as big as Earth, whereas, like, we've seen a lot of tiny planets, but, like, I would assume anything that, something like Blue Garden, where it's like, yeah, the whole planet's populated, it's something that's crazily ran through with people, everyone's going in and out, it's like the main hub. I'd be like, okay, that's pretty much Earth, just call that one good. Whereas, like, when we get ones where it's like, yeah, there's one town on the whole planet, and there's, like, visible trees and stuff, it's like, yeah, it's not that big. Does she turn invisible in the Curious fight? I don't think so. Iron Nancy gonna go wild. Iron Nancy's always mad about something. Twice is a homie. I like Twice, too. When do we think we'll get a Shura flashback? Probably soon. I would assume during his fights. If Fairy Tail had its own Suicide Squad, do you think the members would be? That was pretty much Crime Sorcière. They were pretty much like Jalal constructing just that. No, sure, redemption arc. He better die next chapter. I don't know my next chapter, but I don't think he should get a redemption arc. I'm loving the What If Marvel series airing. Made me think of What If Rachel, like what would be something what if like if Guildarts came back for the fighting festival, or not for the fight, or for the fighting festival, if Guildarts came back for Phantom Lore, and any of those times if Guildarts just popped back in for something crazy, I would have loved to see how those arcs would go. Can't wait for sure. Overdrive, yes. Mishima really needs to go something crazy. I really want to get something like. I'm hoping he has almost like a crown of horns, considering he's a prince. I'm hoping we can get something kind of like lots of small horns, but they form something like a crown. He has way more of like a really kind of like high quality kind of like garb instead of like Shikibi and like the black and like the purple and white. What if like Shura's is like the green and white or something, and it's done more in like a king's gown kind of thing, where it's supposed to make him look way more majestic, way more like important kind of thing. Tokyo Revengers. I gotta watch Tokyo Revengers too. Should better join the crew, be a brawler? No, Shura's not joining the crew. He's probably going to die. What do you think is going to happen with the Koreas' key? I mean, they should find it soon, I would imagine. Like, it's like, we don't know what arc it's going to become relevant, but, like, it obviously has to be relevant at some point. No wonder I never liked Luffy's related to Kamala Harris. That was such a cringe thing. I can't believe that guy said that. There's so many, I saw so many retweets and comments of people just being like, oh no. No, they're coming for One Piece now too. One Piece fans like are about to probably be as down bad as they've ever been when that thing comes out. Like I think it's gonna be worse than Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Evolution and the Last Airbender movie. I think this is gonna be worse because at least those movies were just bad. This is gonna be cringe bad. This is gonna be like some real world dumb modern politics. They're probably gonna have one of the bad guys look like Donald Trump. They're probably going to have something in there about, like, some guy with the vaccine fruit or something. They're trying to go out and do stuff. Maybe, like, Alex Jones is in there. They're going to do something ridiculous. And it pains me to think about. I feel bad for the One Piece fan, to be perfectly honest. Who's your second favorite Deuteragonist, second main character? I'd probably pick something closer to, like not talking about, like, just fairy tale, but pick something like Seto Kaiba, looking over at Yu-Gi-Oh! Kaiba's just badass. Obviously, I like Gray a lot. I like Mishima's a lot. Like, he's always really solid in his cast. So, like, Musica, Gray, and Wise are all really cool. Looking at, like I like Yuno. My big one to pick probably would be Kaiba, though. I know he's a rival, but I feel like he still fits that same role. Can celestial spirits have babies? I don't know. I mean, their bodies are composed of, like, energy, so I would assume that they can probably make a new one out of energy. Oh, wait, what is the anime? It's a blinking. You'll miss a moment. Wait, what? Oh, was it? Man. Rate felt their character ass from best. Wait, I'm not doing that. Selene number one? I mean, that one's true, though. Selene is definitely top. Arthur versus Ichigo? Oh, Ichigo. Definitely Ichigo. We're definitely not going to talk about Vaporeon. Doesn't Future Rogue also get hate for killing Future Lucy? I mean, you'll get a general hate for, like, a character, either drastically hurting or killing, like, another liked character, but there has to be, like, certain events to get a character to be really hated, like Mueller. Think about, like, how many people just hate Mueller, like, absolutely loathe his existence. His character is despised. Nobody likes him. He's a very hated character within the series. Obviously, people know why, and it doesn't surprise me that they hate him. So I don't know if I would really consider someone like Future Rogue, who just kind of, like, killed the character, the same as, like, a character who just I'm trying to words right now. I'm just going to pick something else. Irredeemable. And extremely unlikable. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. I'm not even going to try again, because then I'm going to fumble it and look bad. Favorite evolution? Oh, Flareon. What's your favorite gen in Pokemon? I'd probably pick... I like 5th gen a lot, to be perfectly honest. Like, I don't like the 5th gen legendaries, but I like the 5th gen Pokemon themselves. That's Sun and Moon, right? Let me see. Or is that... No, X and Y. Because that has, like, Volcarona, right? Let me see. 5th gen Pokemon. Because Volcarona is my favorite Pokemon. Yeah, Volcarona's in there. Let me look at some of the ones just in there so I can kind of like give some more nods to it. Because there were some Pokemon in there that I really liked. Like every gen has like a couple that I end up really enjoying. Obviously, I feel like that's a lot of the case for a lot of people though. Let me just scroll through all the 5th gen though really quick. Like Volcarona definitely on there. Scolipede, I love Scolipede. I thought Scolipede was really cool. I like Scrafty. I never really used Scraggy or Scrafty, but I always liked them. Zoroark, I liked Zoroark. I actually liked Garbodor. I like the garbage Pokemon because the thing about the garbage Pokemon is it really ended up kind of like moving along that idea that like new Pokemon are still forming, and obviously you have a garbage creature. And I always get mad when people complain about that Pokemon, but then you have Pokemon like Muck and Grimer and stuff, and it's just like, man, you just being unfair. The vanilla Pokemon I do not like. The ice cream one I think looks dumb. Excavalier and Exceligor, I like those. I thought those were really cool. Joltik, Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is one of my favorite Pokemon. I love Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is so cool. I have such fond memories of that Pokemon. I remember when I got like the seed, I was playing through Black and White the first time. Yeah, it's Black and White because Diamond and Pearl's 4th gen. Yeah, because then 3rd is Ruby Sapphire. Before that, Silver Gold, and then Red Blue and green and whatnot, yellow. But I remember getting Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is so good. It's such a good stall Pokemon. I love its animations. I love its design. It's like this little, like Ferrothorn just looks like this little metal spiked pine cone, and then it becomes this sick hanging plant. Love that one. Oh, thank you for the $5 super chat, Rob McClellan. If Tabata let you design your own character or dragon, what kind of being would he or she be, and where would you place them in the story? I would like to, you know what? Here's what I would do. I would love to have a dragon that is guarding the border that connects the Spain Kingdom to the rest of the continent. That's like keeping all of them from passing. Like there's just a dragon there that like runs the mountain that knows what's going on in these in these kingdoms, and it's like, I'm not letting you guys out. No thanks. Gardevoir. Gardevoir's really cool. I was so happy when they introduced Gallade, because Gallade I thought was always really cool. What do you think the next upgrade stage of Shigaraki is going to be? New hand. Robot hand, actually. Hang on, Robot hand. I'm putting that on the list. Pokemon you just named are from Black and White. I was getting my gens mixed up, because 5th gen has a lot of the ones I like. I just don't like 5th gen's legendaries. I haven't played those ones in a bit, because those ones have like, let me look at legendaries. I like Genesect. I always like Genesect. I thought Genesect was a really cool take on like fossil Pokemon, and obviously like humans influence on the Pokemon stuff. I like Kyurem. I don't really like Zekrom or Reshiram that much. I don't like the Tornado dudes or the Dog dudes. I was not a fan of 5th gen's legendaries. Yeah, because after Black and White, it's Sun and Moon. Or wait, are we on Gen 8? I thought we were on Gen 7. Man, I'm way behind. Well, I guess I'm not behind. I'm just out of touch, I guess, a little bit. Let me see. It is Gen 8. Okay. I thought we were on Gen 7 for some reason. They're actually, when did Sword and Shield come out? Because aren't we due to another Pokemon game soon? Hang on, let me see. Pokemon Sword and Shield release date. November 20. Oh wow, we're gonna be going 2 years without getting like a new gen. I'm actually surprised, but we're getting the Diamond and Pearl remakes and the Arceus, so I'm guessing we're gonna get a new Pokemon gen next year. That's my guess, at least. Which means I have a year. I have like a year to finally finish Pokemon Shield. I got to like the Elite Four, and my Pokemon have been sitting like outside the Pokemon League for 2 years almost, just hanging out. Visible Girl's Best Girl. I don't know about that one. I would rank the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rivals. Oh, Kaiba at the top. Kaiba at the very top. And then I really like Zane. I thought him like, because the weird thing about like GX is you have Zane as kind of like the rival, but then you have Chaz as like half Kaiba-esque role, half Joey role. But then you have somebody like Cyrus, who's pretty much the same role as Joey, but he doesn't get the same kind of like level of treatment. He's just kind of is the same goofy sidekick. At Jack Atlas, obviously, is definitely way up there. My least liked is probably Declan. I really didn't care for Declan. I thought he was kind of eh. I liked Kite. I thought Kite was really cool. I really liked Shark. I thought Revolver was badass. Fairy Tail OVA is canon. I would like to know what if Lucy never joined Fairy Tail because her future self never saves her. I mean, she'd probably just go join another guild, or she might have just stayed at home. Yeah, Galade's really cool. I just plan on killing Saito in twice. And I have a sequel of Izutoga with Villain Ochako. I don't know if that's going to happen. Rayquaza is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Rayquaza is really sick. My favorite legendary is probably Giratina. Like, I really like Yveltal's design, but I really like that there's just this ghost dragon that freaking goes in and out of dimensions and like is like the god of matter and antimatter, and it just does his thing. He's just really badass in concept and everything generally around him. I think he will win and get all Link, but how do you think the Shining Stars will avoid it? They'll probably just get out of there, like warp speed out of there. 2 years ago? Man, it's really been 2 years, so 2022 will be 9th gen, probably. I also love Diamond and Pearl. I might play those remakes. I'm not 100% sure. It's gonna depend on like what they do, if they add anything different, or if it's just the full remakes. It's like 4th gen. What's weird is 4th gen is probably the one that, like, of a singular save I played the most. But it's probably the one that, like, I'm least hyped to replay. But I don't know if that's just it, though. Like, I was hyped for Gen 3. Honestly, I'm hyped for Gen 5 if they do Gen 5 remakes in a couple of years. I don't know. I'll probably play them. It's really going to depend. I did like a lot of Gen 4, like the gyms and stuff. I like the Elite 4. Yeah, I'll probably play it, actually, now that I think about it. Chaz it up. Yeah, Chaz is cool. I always like Chaz. I do always like the Ojama deck. I thought the Ojama deck was neat. Like, they just had a lot of interesting cards. You have something like Ojama Delta Hurricane, and you just say, fuck the whole field. Wipe them out with 3 goofball-ass cards. I always thought that was neat. I wrote down, I'm taking the day off for Diamond and Pearl releases. Oh, nice. Any prediction on what hero is going to announce during his autograph signing? When is his autograph signing? I haven't seen any of that new updated signing stuff. I would hope 100 Years Quest anime. That's what obviously it's always going to be at the top of my list. How do you start on YouTube? Just find a series what you want to talk about, or like an activity that you want to do. It's like the other thing I wish I did, but it's expensive to get started, is like Yu-Gi-Oh. Do like Yu-Gi-Oh card pack openings, just because I feel like that's such a fun thing to do for a channel, but obviously like it's expensive to get going, whereas like for me, I just started recording. Selene, do you think is one of the best? If not Selene, do you think one of the Black Dragon Slayer Knights will take over Diablos? Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume whoever is second in command will show up after that and be like, alright, let's do it. But I think Selene's gonna do it. To be perfectly honest, I don't know why Selene wouldn't, because otherwise she's just gonna kill them and leave? I don't think so. I don't think she would do that. Like, if she's this far, I feel like she just might as well take over. Because she does comment, apparently. Like, I saw the fan translation, or I guess not fan translation, some of the leaks, is she commented on Suzaku having the the smell from like the powers and stuff of Kurtanugi, so it's clear that she is going to keep him somewhat in check, keep him around. And also, we're about an hour in the stream. I'd really appreciate anybody who hasn't yet if they can thumbs up the stream, friend the like button, subscribe button, and if you feel like donating any money towards me, it's only it's appreciated. It's not required, but I do appreciate even $1. Anything that you guys decide to give me is very much highly valued from me. But anyway, let me make some of these comments. What can Lucy do to be on Goddess Wendy's level? I mean, she just has a different style of utility. Remake or Eden Zero Season 2. I feel like Eden Zero Season 2 wouldn't need to really be announced like that. It would just be like, hey guys, we're doing a season 2. The Rave Master remake, I can see getting like an actual hype big announcement, but I don't know about Eden Zero season 2. Zeref versus Yacht. Zeref just has better and more powers than Yuhabak, and like even when you get to like Almighty Yacht and Fairyheart Zeref counters him. But the Almighty affects timelines in the future. It can't affect anything in the past. That's why you had Tsukishima's Book of the End able to fix Ichigo's Bankais, because it alters in the past. It alters something that already happened to a degree. Inserting himself into a part. They combined that with Orihime's abilities, and that was able to pretty much fix it. But the Almighty and his powers do not work on things in the past. So Zeref could literally just Neo Eclipse, go back, and then kill Yuhabak while he's still in a coma. But otherwise, he stops time and pulls all the Ryatsu out of his body. Thoughts of Momo's dragon form? Oh, looks fine. I'm actually, I'm poised up and ready. Next time I see some freaking One Piece fans posting up, whatever reach panel they have to say that Mishima copied him, I'm pulling up the panel of Luffy riding on a dragon to go fight the bad guy, the other dragon bad guy, and I'm posting up Natsu on Atlas Flame going up to fight Future Rogue, and I'm gonna be like, okay, and I'm gonna do the same reaching shit. Granted, I don't think that Oda copied Mishima. Let me put that out there right now, but you gotta fight reaches with reaches, pretty much. People saying ridiculous reach stuff, you gotta bring out your own ridiculous reach stuff. Oh, they've been doing every 3 years? They used to be 2 years. Maybe I just haven't kept up enough to notice since they switched. For My Hero sequel series, do you think next gen for Izuku would be other countries become number one in the world? Well, the problem is right now is like if Horikoshi wants to go to other countries and do other stuff in the world, he's got to build something up. We have next to nothing outside of Japan, and I feel like with all the stuff he's doing with Shigaraki that he's not going to have anything after this. Like Shigaraki's just going to be the end. After Shigaraki, I don't really know what he's going to do with antagonists. But obviously that's something that he's going to have to reveal at some point if we're going to... Reggie Gigas is my favorite for looks. I always liked Reggie Gigas. I thought he was cool. And he pulled on continents. He's a badass. Did you consider Zerefix maybe was kind of toxic due to the curse that kidnapped her? No. Because, like, Mavis was still somewhat kind of... Well, Mavis was understanding. And, like, Zeref wasn't doing that of his own kind of, like... Like, he was trying to get stuff done. Oh, yeah, Momonosuke's dragon sign, I think it looks fine. He's just a big pink eastern dragon. Bears a slice of life? I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head. September 11th. It's going to be a sad day. Going to be a lot of sad memories, sad mourning. Zeref versus Dialga. I assume Dialga can move and stop time, but the thing is, like, if Zeref can touch him, he can rip all the energy out of his body. Because, like, Dialga can be defeated. There's, like, a part in canon, like, it's just a ton of Pokemon with using Ice Beam on Arceus were able to take him down. And it's like, these god Pokemon aren't as undefeatable as one might think. Especially when confronted with something they're weak to. Honestly, like, Dialga can try and erase him. If he can, like, just, roar of time and figure out a way to, like, temporally erase the dude from existence, that's one thing. But I'd wonder if it would work because of, like, Ank'Sram's curse, I think would just kind of keep him around. I still think the All-Link system is a person or an android cyborg. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of like Altaface. I think that'd be pretty neat. You guys' final villain besides Zork are always a miss for me. I like the UFI's final villain. You didn't like Zork? Oh wait, the final villain though for GX, he had Darkness. He was cool. And the final one for Vrains was I thought that was really cool. Personally, I wonder Akira's JoJo lands will be. What Araki's JoJo lands will be. Oh, I have no idea. Thoughts on Curry Babylon? Oh, I mean, I always thought it was like. I wish it was more intimidating. Like, it's just a bigger Karibo with a horn. But it makes me wonder, it's like, is Curry Babylon just like an adult of like Karibo species? I've always wondered that. You fab for Diablos right now or not? No. Why would you bring that into your house? This would be like if I went outside and it's like, hey, look, this passed out, rabid goat or something, and brought it inside my house, and then this goat woke up and just started going ape shit. It'd be like, yeah, that's my fault. So you want it, but Sakamoto could be Blue Garden Shiki. I don't know. I mean, he just wasn't. Does he have anything to really fight against gravity manipulation? Yeah, Mishima definitely went a little darker this week. He's drawing limbs flying over the place, people getting smashed and slaughtered. I was like, Mishima though has always been, like, Mishima's always been a guy that once he starts, like, he wants to actually show a dark scene, he'll show a dark scene. People forget that. Like, he did that in Rave Master, he did that in Fairy Tail, he's doing that in Renin Zero. He just doesn't, like, he's just not, like, regularly a dark guy. Arceus didn't have the type plates at the time. I mean, yeah, but the type plates only give resistance, like a resistance bonus. He's still a god. He's a god Pokemon. He got taken out by a bunch of randoms. Underworld arc or Clover Kingdom Civil War arc, which comes first? Probably the Underworld. Back to Arceus electric attacks without electric plate. I'm pretty sure they used Ice Beam when he was a dragon type, isn't it? Have you watched Castlevania? Yeah, I haven't watched the last season. Twice? Okay. You guys gotta calm down some of that sussery. Shiki is definitely above bullets. Like, he was outrunning missiles in base form. What's Sakamoto's best speed feat, though? The one Oxstrom will show up will be headache on how powerful he is. If he ever shows up, that's going to be ridiculous. Favorite anime OST? Actually, you know what one I really like is the, I'll just count it as the opening version from the Fairy Tail game. I really like that one. I thought that one was really good. How much do I need to do a redo the healer thing? Okay, here's an idea. If I ever do one of those subscription, like, what is it when you sub to a channel or whatever it is when you come like tiers, maybe I can do something like that, like, eventually, and it will be like, hey, only tier whatever people are gonna, be accessing this, like, after dark freaking anime review where it's like a bunch of loot stuff. If you want to throw some money at me to remind me, I mean, I'll do it. You want to, I'm just saying. You don't have to, but I'll take it. But yeah, something like that. What's your opinion on Jalal joining Fairy Tail? Thank God. I'm happy. I want Urza to keep him close and to keep him from going out and end up doing more, like, trying to pretty much work himself to the bone until he's dead to redeem himself. Like, dude's done so much. That's the thing about, like, a good redemption arc. Jalal has a really good redemption arc because, like, his plan is just to go until he's done. He's not, like, at a point where he thinks he's fully forgiven. He's just trying to work. Not entirely. Like, we know that he's now working for Urza at this point. Like, he wants to be with Urza. Which was less morally bad, Oceans and Diablos? Diablos is less morally bad. They're not, like... The thing is, when you look at it, Diablos they're an independent group that are out going after these dragon gods who are potential threats to the world. Whereas the Oceans are helping enforce a very aggressive and corrupt empire, and that are fine just murdering people en masse. What's your opinion on Uzaki-chan? I thought it was fine. Jalal's the less mature Mystican. I mean, not the same character. Jalal has way more on his shoulders, though, than Mystican. Like, he had way more going on for him. Like, everything in the Tower of Heaven was way crazier than anything, really, that Mystican had. Oh, $5 thanks again. Thank you, Robert Quinn. What was your favorite moments from Taiyo, Mutsumi, and Bond as of right now in the manga? Bond's was probably when he was talking to his... was it Momo? No, I don't think that's his son. It's not his son. It's his son-in-law. When he was like, yeah, no, and then pulled out his gun and just shot at him. Mutsumi and Taiyo... I mean, I like most general, like, regular interactions with them. I like seeing just, like, more of, like, the kind of calm thing where you're actually just getting some regular back and forth between them. For Tayo, though, like, just general interaction-wise, I thought his whole bit in the last arc was really good when he was overcoming that, like, mental assault and he was able to kind of, like, press himself back up and get back to fighting Kawashita. I thought that was really cool. Gauch and Duranbolt would get along. Man, Nevs, you gotta be careful, man. Be careful, man. Chapter 12 for speed. Like, I know he's done some speedy things, but, like, has he ever, like, point blank dodged and outsped bullets? I don't read Sakamoto Days, so I have no idea. I'll go look at Chapter 12 real quick. Oh, I have looked at Chapter 12. It says on my Shonen Jump app. Like, I know he's beating up a guy, but, like, I wouldn't consider that, like, bullets, like, supersonic. I feel like you're going to have to be at least somewhere in, like, supersonic speed to even remotely fight somebody like Shiki. On top of that, like, okay, I'll look at the durability, but so far, I don't think that this guy's faster. I don't see this guy really being able to compete with Shiki at all. Let me see. You said chapter 36 was the other, or 32? Let me just see what the durability is. He had, like, with, like, a rocket or something? Let me see. 32. Hit by a car, hit by rockets. I'm expecting something, but I mean, like, I don't know if it's really going to be that impressive for Shiki. I didn't really see anything. Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him really handling Shiki whatsoever. Satan from Devilman versus Tonari. I'm pretty sure Satan should win, right? Like, Devilman is like is actually really OP, and they're like takes on God when they do stuff with God. It's like supposed to be the actual, like, biblical Christian God. It's not like a character who is just kind of like, oh, I'm a god, I'm really powerful. It's like actually like the big man kind of God, where it's like he has like unlimited power kind of thing. So I would assume Satan, you know, able to kind of like go crazy. I've only seen the original series for I don't know if there's more beyond. Oh, I know there's more beyond the original series, but I don't really know much about the content beyond the original series. Like, I don't know if there's like anything that kind of like further pushes the like the general power level stuff outside of what I already knew. Remember Koda socked easy. Oh, wait, what? Oh, that one kid? Who's stronger, Jalal or Laxus, was my opinion. I still haven't done that video. I personally think that Jalal is more power. I think he's overall stronger. I think Laxus has more firepower, but I think Jalal is just an overall better fighter. He's smarter. He's got more of an arsenal. He's going to be way more tactical as they fight. He's got close, mid, and long range spells. Like Jalal, I think Jalal's gonna be fine. On top of that, Jalal has the durability to fight Laxus. Like, he was getting gripped on by Actologia. Do you think Cobra should have felt as much regret as Jalal? No, because the difference between them is like Cobra and them were doing that of their own free will. Jalal was being manipulated. The Erasion Seis were perfectly fine doing what they were doing. They ended up spending years in prison and then needing to get checked by Jalal before they even started to kind of get back on a better pathway. Yeah, Jalaxis cannot cream Jalal. That's ridiculous. How sus is Flare since she stalked Lucy's to her apartment? Probably like 50%. 10-ton water pressure, fire resistant up to spontaneous combustion, water blast strong enough to destroy a semi-truck. I mean, it's impressive, but like, what is that to Shiki? Like, Shiki went up against a big-ass mech. Like, Shiki was putting in work. I don't really know what those guys are really going to do. Wait, what? Oh, I just got a notification on my phone. I'll see what it was. What is this? Oh, it's nothing. Okay. Go back to some of these. How would Zeref react to the big three, Shiki, Dabi, Toga, prior to the war arc? I don't know. I think he just wouldn't care. Like, I don't think he'd really care that much. I think he'd just be like, oh, that sucks. You guys do your own thing. I mean, that if one of them tried to really fuck with Zareth, he'd probably just be like, all right, cool, and then radiate death and kill them all. Where do you currently sit in Black Clover as of now in the Eden Zero manga? I mean, I'd probably put him somewhere like Vice Captain level. Shiki isn't that crazy in terms of power levels yet. Like his ether gear is just really flexible in its mobility. I do think that technique that Xenolith taught him, the whole Black Sky, Black Heaven, whatever it's supposed to be really called, I think that is going to end up being way bigger, like way more important once we get down to it. Like it's gonna be like a hacks, like that's gonna be like a big OP ability that will be like a determining thing for fights. Like Dante's Singularity is going to be useful in most fights he's in. And even a character stronger than him, if he can land Singularity on him, he has a chance to win. And that might be maybe what we get with Shiki's whole Black Sky thing. We'll have to wait and see what Mishima has planned. Lax is strong, but Jalal needs a serious fight to showcase his level. Jalal just hasn't had like anything new lately. I still think that we're going to get Dragon Slayer Jalal. I think he's going to be a Dragon Eater before 100 Years Quest is over. That's obviously a theory, but we'll see. Blastoise can push water with enough force to go through steel. He's above All Might. Yeah, Blastoise is powerful. Sakamoto built different. Yeah, I mean, he's superhuman. Most Yu-Gi-Oh villain out of them all. And probably Bakura, like young Bakura, Zork kind of area. Those dudes are lunatics. Those are like actual like monsters who just want to fucking go around being horrendous people. Oh, I gave a good yawn. Let me keep going. Let's see what else is there. Laxus Redemption or Endeavor's Redemption. I like Laxus's redemption more because like Laxus's was done in a way that like the reason that he got banished and was in the in a bad spot was way more reasonable and that to be forgiven. And on top of that, like he had more kind of set out. He had like a way better kind of like redemption scene. Like Laxus coming back is cooler than anything Endeavor ever did. Like they can make as many lens flare effects on the Endeavor versus the high grade Nomu fight, but that's not going to really do anything for Laxus. Like Laxus' return is still super hyped, and not just because it's flashy, because it was super emotional. Thoughts on the world's strongest creature losing 3 to 4 arcs earlier? One Piece power scaling problems. What do you mean like 3 to 4 arcs earlier? You mean like if Kaido showed up to Marineford or what? I think the Black Clover Phantom ruined Seki. They're just memeing. No reason to get too annoyed by it. What level would a villain be the cause that manipulate corp? Wait, what level would a villain who could manipulate corpses decompose for self-defense and assault in My Hero Universe? I mean, if they can just... I mean, there's not a lot of dead good villains in my... heroes in My Heroes. Or, I guess dead villains or heroes, so like you're not going to get a lot of good corpses. The thing is, if it much that Merida instantly forgave Ultia for destroying her home... No, so the thing about her that like she, it was done in a very fairly cheating way, is when she linked up, used her sensory link to talk to Ultir, she actually felt her genuine feelings. She had known her for years, and she understood why she did it, and knew that she genuinely felt really bad about it. And that I can definitely see being like a... like, way more of, like, yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's not like it's a one-for-one, like, yeah, we'll forgive you, you're all good. But it's, like, you can definitely see where her reasoning of, yeah, I can see why she could kind of, like, get on, like, vibe with her on an emotional level and be okay with it. Not okay with it, but kind of forgive her. Forgive her enough to kind of work with her. Because she's also, like I said, she knew her for years. She knows the good side to her. She genuinely, like, her whole plan, because Ultir's plan actually, like, made sense if it was successful. She was going to go back, like, none of the lives and people she killed, she really thought much about, because if her plan was successful, then none of them would have died anyway, because she would have fixed time and everything would have been good. But anyway, I'm going to call it, could Slice create infinite copies of Xerath? I mean, potentially, but I mean, like, that's not going to do anything. That's just going to pulsate his curse more. Look what happened to Wolfen. That would also end up just killing Slizel. Like, he would just end up getting killed. But anyway, wait, how strong will the Mash be at the end of Mash? No idea where it's going to be at right now. Joel didn't fight Laxus because he doesn't want to fight Ursa's friend's man. I guess so. But anyway, I'm going to call it good. I'm going to end the stream. I was going to go for a little bit longer, but I have stuff I got to do. I got to take this dog outside. I got to finish doing some chores. Saturday, I'm going to try and get like a good hour and a half to 2 hour stream. We should have Black Clover and stuff by then. I would hope that we're going to have the Eden Zero spoilers by then, so we can see what exactly Shiki's going to be like responding to Shura, like, with action after this. But anyway, I was talking about Whitebeard. Well, isn't Kaido is, like, stronger, like, at least stronger than the weakened Whitebeard, I guess. But anyway, wait, I mean, it's have corpses just are quirks and reanimated. I mean, that'd be good though. Like, just use. I mean, look at Radies, essentially getting Radies. But that's one of the things. The variable is like getting good curses. Anyway, you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully the chapter will be out soon, the fan translation, and I'm gonna have my Four Nights of the Apocalypse chapter